Today I'm going to share a book summary of the book Your Next 5 Move by Patrick Bet-David. It has big 5 chapters, one per move. So let's get started straight to the point. So move number 1 is master knowing yourself, who you are and who do you want to be. Make question to reveal your deepest desire. Make pain your fuel. It isn't easy. Pain is part of the road. Use your haters to drive you. Discover the road that suits you better. Could be founder, sales, solopreneur, influencer, inventor, entrepreneur. Use your heroes to remind who you want to be. The next part is study you, and it mentions align your career with your true self. Your vision must align with who you want to be. Your choices must align with your vision. Your effort must align with the side of your vision. Your behavior must align with your values and principles. Minimize overthinking and increase execution. That's good. It mentioned The Power versus Force by David Hawkins. It's page 28. The different level of conscientiousness is enlightenment, peace, joy. Let me show you so you can take a look. This one. Yeah, and 4 areas that drive you, because you have to find true motivation, so you don't need an alarm clock. The first one is advancement, like a next promotion, completing a task, meeting a deadline, reaching a goal as a team. Or could be individuality, like lifestyle, recognition, security. Could be madness, opposition, competition, control, power and fame, proving others wrong, desire to be the best, the need to avoid embarrassment, or last but not least, purpose, history, helping others, change, impact, or enlightenment. And they can be different as you are moving. It mentioned the Maslow pyramid, survival as baseline, status, on top of that freedom, and finally purpose. Also, it talks about the personal identity audit. It's about awareness that you are the center of your problems, and good news also of your solution. Problems can be fixed. Also, it mentioned about crack limiting beliefs, spotting patterns and habits. It contains an appendix of 25 questions that I'm not gonna share all of them, but let me share a couple of them. Like, how is the public you different from the private you? And another one, for example, this one. What accomplishment are you most proud of and why? There are 25 questions, pretty good, interesting. So let's continue. Study your blind spots by actively looking for them. No matter how much you study yourself, you can't help having blind spot. The book doesn't explain any solution, but a story. And my takeaways here are mistakes that you are making that could be lack of information or mistake made in the past. You can analyze and learn. And also it mentioned find a mentor. Finally, a key element here is honesty, and it mentioned that looking in the mirror can be painful. And about intrapreneur or entrepreneur, it mentioned intrapreneur is like an employee who creates something but inside a company, like an in-house entrepreneur. It mentioned a few reasons to be an entrepreneur, which is like a mix of being an employee plus create something. And as a company, how attract entrepreneurs. And once you are one, how to find a blue ocean that fits your path. That's the move number 1. Now let's move to the next one. Move number 2 Master ability to reason. Incredible power of processing issues. When an amateur panics, a grandmaster doesn't. How to deal with problems and issues not only in business but in life. Processing is the ability to make effective decisions based on access to information at hand with the highest odds in your favor. Processing is about subjecting every difficult choice, problem, or opportunity you face to a rigorous mental analysis. Processing is playing our strategies, seeing the hidden consequences, and sequencing a series of moves to permanently solve problems. The most important thing here is responsibility. 3 approaches to dealing with an issue. Find someone to blame, I guess is the easier one. Find a safe space to escape or a distraction is a common one. Or find a way to process by taking responsibility is the good one. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that these are the moments that separate winners from losers. In case if your mistake, it's okay to say my bad, take responsibility for your role in what happened, state exactly what you did to create the problem so you know the root cause, channel your frustration into getting better and preventing future problems. The book mentioned how to manage different type of crises and anyway use the investment time return with the next question. How much will it cost or save us? How much time will it take us or save us? And calculate the return on the money and time involved in the decision. An important one is avoid repeat mistakes, ask a lot of questions, having more data leads to making better assumptions, like what caused this, how can we solve it, how can we prevent it from happening again. Don't care about being right or wrong, interest only in the truth. Don't make excuses about wasting time. Like to be challenged, priority is handling a situation quickly and effectively. Keep curious, you can solve problems without knowledge. And prevent more problems than you solve. Keep interest in permanently solve a problem than putting a band-aid on it. Reminder, a problem is an opportunity to learn and grow. And now how to solve for whatever. Methodology for decision making is the page 77 and it's like a worksheet for a given issue. It contains like a three columns. Let me show you quickly. So you have 3 columns. The first one is investigate. Is the first row is urgency from 0 to 10. Then the second row is total impact, the potential gain or potential loss. And third row is the real cause of issues. Then the second column is about solve. Is the first row is who's needed. Second row is list of solutions. And third row is potential negative consequences. And third column is about implement. Third row is whose buy-in is needed. Second row, assign responsibilities. And third row is new protocols. So this is a plan to get more info, analyze, and plan the solution. That's the move number 2. Now, move number 3, master building the right team. It talks about the myth of a solopreneur, that you can't do it all alone, you need to build a team. How to choose your business partner and advisor, key question to select. How to improve your employee retention, golden handcuffs. Not only salary but other benefits. Equity with a waiting period, which I think is vesting. A stock option or performance bonus. How to get your people to perform at peak capacity. And how to hire and fire team members without creating enemies. Communicate your expectation clearly, early, and often. Create the principle-based culture. What you stand for as a company and prove it. What you don't tolerate. Core values and repeat them. Establish a company code. Create a replacement plan. The less your business depends on you, the more valuable it is. List the tasks and skills. Identify who's seasonal and who's not in your team. Know the different languages spoken by different teams. Know who can maintain the company culture. Develop leaders to help spread the right mindset. And trust equals speed. There are 3 dimensions. Speed equals momentum, fuel equals money, and pilot equals founder/entrepreneur/CEO. Trust is key for speed and long term. Spoiler. Tag people on 4 levels of trust, because world of business is, people don't always play fair, so you can tag people depending on your level of trust, which are 4. First is stranger, 0 experience with them. Endorse, people with track record recommended by people you trust. Trusted, personal experience, they demonstrate loyalty, honesty, and running mate. No more than one individual that fits here. It's like a professional equivalent of a best friend. And again, trust equals speed. So when people that you care about them brings out their best. Now move number 4. Master a strategy to scale. Scaling for exponential growth. It recommends 8 books that I'm not gonna mention. 4 phases of every startup: formulation, survival, momentum, and plateau. It mentions also about raising money. I'm gonna skip. And it talks about the growth strategy quadrant, from less to more. So the first one is operating system, which is processes. BizDev, which stands for business development, and sales, which are relationships and sales. The third one is Next Innovative Campaign, which is a unique marketing campaign or a strategic launch that can change the game. It mentioned a few examples. And finally, leadership development, which is develop other people into effective leaders. To improve your employee performance, apply pressure. I'm not sure. Set your lion free and empower them to build empires. Don't be afraid to hold people accountable and call them out when they don't keep their word. Ask why and stay silent long enough to listen to their answers. Make a specific quantitative statement. Provide clear metrics and specify clear incentive. Coach your people through the workflow. Know the role each person plays on the team. Finish with heart and empathy. Make momentum your friend and be prepared for chaos. If you overdose of anything, overdose on speed. The most important thing: speed, execution, action, but without compromising quality for speed. So, how to accelerate? We mentioned like 4 things. Functioning at speed. So improve the system that support your team. Processing speed. How quickly do you get your product from A to C? Break down all the functions or processes and improve or eliminate. It mentioned one example, like the one-click order from Amazon. Next one is expansion speed. How quickly you move into a new market, acquisition, or introducing new products. Identify time frame and steps. Work on the steps that slow you down. Time speed. You can beat competitors who have more resources than you do. The question when can work magic. So, list steps, remove a step, minimize steps, beta test a new process, and refine. Next point is 5 deadly sins of entrepreneurs. Being Shoot cheap, letting the wrong people have influence over you, having a royalty mentality. When you have a team, if nobody questions your decision or someone have another opinion different than you, or no one is willing to take a risk. Refusing to adapt. This is about change or pivot. And finally, compare yourself to others. Next point is Moneyball System Track Business. Data-driven execution. Track data and use data to predict future so you can plan ahead. And for scaling, codify your knowledge so it's transferable. Make your number visible in order to identify leaks and trends. Trust number, not people. How to increase the value of your business. Focus on create value for later, not profit for now. Another section is stay paranoid. The Grandmaster never lets his guard down. Constantly, everything is changing, and every day is urgent. Stay alert, stay alive. The better you do, the more vulnerable you are, because you relax. Identify at least your next 3 or more steps ahead. Manage your ego and build alliance. And finally, the move number 5. Master power plays. How to beat Goliath and control narrative. When you are a small player against a big one, maybe Goliath is comfortable and is not paranoid. 6 things to know before facing a Goliath. Number 1, you will be afraid, as scary as lose money or put yourself out there and fail. Number 2, you will have panic attacks and anxiety. Putting yourself out there means you have to devote everything you have got to delivering. That's going to cause tremendous stress. If you don't, you haven't put yourself out there. 3, you will be laughed at, not only for trying to take on Goliath, but also from even thinking it's possible. You are crazy. 4, you have to be delusional. Being crazy will actually work in your favor. 5, you will have to work 10 times harder than you think. When you think you are at your limit, it will take 10 times that to defeat Goliath. 6, you will have to stay healthy to have the energy to compete. Stay fit helps building a tolerance for hard work. Why Goliaths can be beaten? If you prepare, you can win. Goliaths tend to get softer the more they win. Goliath has too much to lose to take risks. Goliath cannot recruit the crazy and hungry people. You must always respect Goliaths because Goliaths didn't get to where they are by luck. Now, 12 ways to beat Goliath. Know your weakness. Knowing your strengths is easy, but knowing your weakness will enable you to be nimble and pivot when taking on your Goliath. Know Goliath's weakness. You cannot fight Goliath where it is strong. You must find its Achilles heel and exploit it. Master 3 things you do better. Use your strengths to master 3 things Goliath can't do and do them better than it can. Don't try to be a Goliath. Focus on specializing. Goliaths tend to generalize in order to spread their influence. You must specialize to capture market share from them. While you are small, make yourself appear bigger. Walk tall and don't be intimidated by Goliath's size and strength. Embody your future through and compete as though you are the one with the advantage. Keep a low profile initially. You will need time to get better. Don't waste your early years making noise. Work on your business first before looking for a Goliath to fight. Move quickly. Use your strength and speed against Goliath. It can't move as fast as you can. Partner with competitors that share an enemy. Goliaths can create a lot of enemies, so build a strategic alliance. Study history. History can give you context and strategies that you never even thought of it in your fight against Goliath. Let other competitors wear your opponents down. Goliath must fend off a lot of competition. You don't always need to be on the front line. And, obvious one, don't disclose every aspect of your strategy. Another point is turn off the noise and cut the fat. About paying attention to everyone else and reduce time spent on things that don't help you, like video games. How to sell, negotiate, and influence. Prepare in advance the meetings. 7 points. 1. Consider the other party needs, desires, and frustration. Remember that what motivates most people is fear, greed, and saving face. 2. Anticipate what the other party will say. 3. Develop a script for what you want to say. 4. Role play the meeting several times in order to be prepared for different reactions. 5. Ask trusted advisor to point out your blind spots. 6. Put yourself into the best possible frame of mind before the meeting. 7. Build a reputation of over-delivering on your product. Also mentioned, sales are about conviction and a transference of feeling. Negotiation is about leverage. Another section is cultivate your power state battle test. Real power is having options, I agree. Long-term game of power, humility, and service. In other words, help others. Shadow who you want to be. Leadership is knowing what drives people. Level up means starting over at the bottom. You will feel like an amateur every time you level up. So, a summary of the 5 moves is know yourself, know how to reason, how to build your team, how to use strategy to scale, and how to make power plays. Hope you like it. Consider like this video, subscribe to follow me, and see you soon.